Hello and welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, your host for the program, and thank you so much for being a part of our show today. Our first guest is a really good friend of ours, Kevin Gardere. Kevin is the Executive Director of Development for Bridge House, Grace House, and just does an absolutely incredible job. And he's going to be talking about the Mr. Legs contest, one of their 11 events that they're a part of. Glenn Armentrout is with us. Glenn is the CEO for Cafe Reconcile, and if you've not had a chance to eat at Cafe Reconcile, you are missing an incredible treat, one of the best restaurants in the city of New Orleans. But it's more than a restaurant. It's a training and working program, and Glenn's going to be talking a little bit more about that. Lindsay Navarro is with Lift Fund, a capital investment fund that you can be a part of. And finally, Brennan is with Core Element, and she's going to be talking about STEM program and teacher-student development programs that are coming up that also you can be a part of. Steve Sawyer, Across Louisiana. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Thank you again for being a part of the show today. Our first guest is someone that we absolutely just love having on this program. Kevin Gardere is the Director of Development for Bridge House, Grace House. Kevin, thank you so much. We always call and say, Kevin, can you come on the show? And here you are.
Thank you so much, Steve, for having us on. And
we love having you guys on because, you know, I love your story, and I say it over and over again, and I know you don't mind me saying it, but you always attribute Bridge House, Grace House to saving your life, and you have a passion about the organization, and that's what inspires us to work with you and partner with you. So, Kevin, Bridge House, Grace House, talk a little bit about, because you guys are involved in so much stuff.
Right.
But talk about how you help serve the community.
Yeah.
You do a great job.
We are involved in so much. We have different funding streams. You know, our thrift stores bring in about 30% of our revenue. Our car lot brings in about 20. Our events and mail-outs and foundations bring in another 25. So we do have a lot of different things going on, and we have 11 special events a year. But, you know, we're really here for those suffering from substance abuse or drug or alcoholism that have lost everything and have nowhere else to turn. You know, often Bridge House is referred to as the last house on the block, but as you said, for me, it was the best house on the block. I really don't think I'd be alive today for Bridge House, Grace House, and I'm one of thousands of people that this place has touched. You know, we see about over 650 individuals a year that come to us and have nothing, no income, no job, have lost their family, or many of them wanting to die, you know, but it takes a lot of courage to walk through those doors. And once they do, they, you know, welcome with open arms with a lot of people that have been there, done that, and been in their shoes before and know how to get out of it. Yeah. And it's just an amazing place. You know, it's long term, so people that complete are with us between 6 months and a year, usually around 8 months right now. But, I mean, we're really saving lives.
And Kevin, you know, I think the thing that's important is you're putting people to work in the community.
Correct.
And I know you're partnering with organizations, and I mean, in a way, it's like you're giving people their lives back.
It is. It's almost, you know, our goal is when a person comes into us is they're going to complete our program, and upon completion, they're going to be clean and sober for that length of time, have a network of support people, a support group of people that are in recovery, and some with long-term recovery. That's the main thing. But we also want them to have a safe place to live. Right. And a job. Yeah. Those three things is the goal for each person that walks through our doors.
Yeah. And look, we have a lot of organizations that come on this show, and it's fundraising. You got to have money to make this stuff work. And you have 11. I mean, that's almost once a month. That's incredible.
Almost, yeah.
But one of your biggest ones coming up is something that if I participated in it, you wouldn't have any money, and it's the Mr. Legs contest.
That's debatable, Steve. You know, I've heard many people say, you know, Mr. Legs would go to the next level. Steve Sawyer was involved.
That's right.
And I was like, yes, it would. But it's going to be a great event. We already have 14 contestants lined up, and a couple more might trickle in.
July
11th at Generations Halls from 6 to 10.
Tickets, free admission?
Oh, tickets are $40.
$40. So you get a show.
You get a show. You get fed, you get drinks, you get a show. There's a silent auction, there's a raffle, probably 30 restaurants there. Wow. An open bar for 2 hours. It's an unbelievable event. It's the cheapest ticket in town.
And Kevin,
and it's $75 for VIP, and then $50.
And again, all the money goes to Bridge House, Grace House.
All the proceeds go directly to fund our substance abuse treatment program.
Website is www.bridgehouse.org. We'll put that on the screen. All the information about Bridge House, Grace House can be found on that website. They're wrapping me up. Mr. Leggs is on there. Kevin, again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve.
Can't thank you enough for what you do for this community. You are someone who really gives back, and it's just such a great organization. We have a few more guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Again, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Very excited to have a gentleman in the studio right now that we've just grown fond of. Glenn Armentrout is the CEO for Cafe Reconcile. And for those of you that know Cafe Reconcile, I mean, it's all about good food. But Glenn, it's also, there's a purpose there, and it's about the things that you do with the kids. And, you know, I hate to say this, and I'm probably wrong, but to me, Cafe Reconcile is like a hidden jewel. But the thing that I want to point out, and again, I want you to guide me through this, because I am sensitive to the fact, Cafe Reconcile is a restaurant, and you go in, you have a good meal, you pay money, but the key thing here is, but you guys are a non-profit organization, and you need help and you need support. And I don't want to get into this show because of all the wonderful things you're doing for the kids. So I want you to talk about that if you don't mind.
Sure. So just for one single point of clarification, we're actually a workforce development program that has a cafe. And so,
good way to put it.
You know, we've bounced that around back and forth between our internal conversations because we want the public to know that it's a program, and that people do come in there not only to get a great meal, but you're supporting the program, the nonprofit side of the business, the social enterprise that helps to train these youth to come to the program.
And the kids are just absolutely phenomenal. I've had the pleasure of having lunch there many times. But and I'm glad you said that, because I just want people to know. I'm sure a lot of people come in thinking that this is a great restaurant. It is a restaurant, but I'm glad you pointed that out. There's more to it than the restaurant. And you've got a wonderful program coming up called your Human Being Program. Talk about that and what you're
so you know that's an effort because of the perception out there that we've arrived and we've made it because we have this brand new renovated building and this restaurant's doing well. It's hard to get in for lunch. Catering's doing well. We're catering the Essence Festival.
That's huge.
That's tremendous.
That's huge.
Absolutely. And so the campaign is to really raise awareness that our program, man does not live by bread alone, and our program will not live by just people dining alone. We need the public's contributions. So the Human Being campaign is manufactured and put into place to really kind of drive individual monthly donors. And so, we're using the word bean, as a play on word there, human being. The giving levels will be a different bean level, with the highest level being the red bean. Again, the play on the tradition of eating red beans in New Orleans every Monday. I really hope it picks up some steam with people just having fun with it.
I think they will. How many kids do you have in the workforce program right now?
Right now, it's a phased program. So we have probably working with anywhere from 120 to 150 kids at any given time. And it depends on what phase of the program they're in. Obviously, the ones that are just entered into the life skill, foundational skills component, we're spending more time with. Whereas, we do more work with the past graduates to make sure that they're insured to stay into the workforce, and working with them along with their employers to make sure that they stay employed.
And I know you're very successful with a lot of the kids who have left the program and they've gone on to work in, I mean, if you're going to work in the restaurant business in New Orleans, you've kind of reached the top, and you've had a lot of graduates who are working in the business. Yeah, so that's continual. And another keynote here is that we're using the hospitality as the gateway into the workforce. Period. Whether our young folks want to continue in the hospitality industry, it really is because this is their first jobs for the most part. So they really don't know what they want to do for the rest of their lives, but they do have a mindset that they just want to keep climbing the ladder somewhere. Fortunately, this year we've been
we're able to offer all of our graduates scholarships to Delgado.
That's incredible.
And so
That is
we have about
incredible.
30% of the last 3 classes
Wow.
of our youth in school. We have one of our first graduates from Delgado this summer, actually.
Glenn, they're wrapping me up, but I wanted to point out real quick, the website is www.cafereconcile.org.
Correct.
All the information about the cafe can be found on the website. Volunteers, do you have people that come in and
Absolutely,
volunteer?
yeah. If anyone wants to volunteer, you can go on the website and look for upcoming events. We've got an
Okay.
event coming up at the end of July also at Cafe Reconcile.
All right.
It's a fundraising event, but there are always things happening. So the website's definitely the best place
Okay.
to go.
Glenn,
Sign up for the newsletter.
Please come back. Please
Sure,
continue
absolutely.
to update us. I'm being perfectly honest here. It is one of the best restaurants in New Orleans to eat
Thank you.
at. It's incredible. I love it.
Thank you.
I encourage people to go. They're going to throw me out of here, but I got to say it. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Across Louisiana. Lindsay Navarro is our next guest, and Lindsay is the Director of Business Support for the Delta region of Lift Fund. It's the first time we've ever had someone from Lift Fund on the show. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Lindsay, talk about Lift Fund, what it is you guys do. I mean, it's an incredible organization. You've been in business now for over 20 years. Talk about, say, the mission of the organization and some of the successes that you've had.
So our mission is to provide access to affordable capital for small business owners who've had limited access to those resources, as well as provide them business education. So what we find is that it's one thing to give a borrower money, it's another to be able to provide them the coaching that they need to really use that money so that their business can grow and flourish.
So is it like kind of an incubator if someone has an idea?
Oh, I wish. I wish we had a space for an incubator. We partner with a lot of local incubators. What I do is a lot of one-on-one technical assistance.
But
so
you are
I'll see-
working with the businesses and things
Yep,
like that.
that's true. So
Okay.
we have a lot of people who come in who are planning to open a business. I'll work with them on what the next steps are, getting that business registered, what certifications or what licenses they need to push them through the process. We prepare them for accessing a small business loan. In many cases, a borrower will get denied. A potential applicant will get denied because maybe it's a new business or maybe because it's an industry that most banks don't like touching. And so that's something that we tend to specialize in. We tend to be fairly industry diverse. We work with all types of businesses. We work with businesses who are even more established as well to help them kind of understand the financial things that are going on in their business so that they can be more savvy entrepreneurs. So it's really about helping them grow at any stage within that business life cycle.
And Lindsay, your website is www.liftfund.com. All the information about the organization can be found on the website. As far as if I'm interested in doing a business, I wanted to reach out to you, there's information on how I might do that and
Yes.
so forth.
There we have a fantastic set of tools, including templates for business plans, budgeting tools as well. So someone can go in there and build out their own budget for a business or figure out what their monthly budget is. A lot of people don't realize
So
how much
it's really
they're
a lot
spending.
of business education.
It's a
it
lot
sounds
of
like.
financial literacy. So, and I mean, a lot of the tools are online. A lot of our workshops as well, we're recording them and we're making them available in a database. We're eventually going to be launching what we call Lift and Learn, which is a learning platform online as well. So, I mean, it's some really cool stuff.
It is. And is there an office that people literally walk into, or?
Yes, we have an office. We have 5 team members here in the New Orleans office. We have 2 loan processors, a loan officer, a market manager, and then myself. I'm doing the business support. And we're in the UNO Jefferson, what used to be the UNO Jefferson campus building on North Causeway. It's at
That's over by
33
Lakeside Mall.
Yeah, so 3330 North Causeway. It's across the street from the Wendy's. You can't miss it. We're on the 4th floor.
And Lindsay, again, I just want to point out that website we'll put on the screen is www.liftfund.com. Thank you so much for being on the show. This sounds like a wonderful opportunity if someone's got a business idea and they want to talk to somebody or need to talk to somebody. And I mean, it may not even be about trying to get the money. It may just be coming in to get ideas and talk to experts that know a little bit more about it that can provide assistance too.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Please continue to come back and keep us posted on Live Fun. Enjoyed having you on the show. We have one more guest. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And again, again, welcome back to Across Louisiana. Always thank you so much for being a part of our program today. Our final guest is Jan Brennan. Jan is the Executive Director for Core Element. Jan, welcome to your show. It's the first time to be on the show.
It is, and thank you for having me.
Love having you here. So let's talk about the organization, the mission of your organization, and a little background on what you do.
Quite simply, what we do is we provide teachers with professional development, because our mission is to promote quality STEM education. STEM meaning science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
I'm glad you said that, because I hear a lot about STEM lately, and I was curious what that meant.
Absolutely. Well, you know, STEM affects every aspect of jobs and careers, and so what we're trying to do is give teachers professional development opportunities to learn how to promote more hands-on, minds-on STEM teaching in the classroom, so the children can get involved, so that students can get involved with the classroom activities.
Yeah. So you've got your summer camp coming up, and that starts July the 20th and goes through the 31st. Talk about the hands-on summer camp, because there's a lot of components to this that are really very interesting, teacher-student development and things like that.
Yeah, actually the camp came about because of the teachers. The teachers, we had a focus group with them, and we asked them, what can we do to make this professional development a better situation for you, or a better experience? And they said, we'd really like to do more interaction with the students. That way we'd have an opportunity to have on-the-job training, which they really don't have, so until they're in the job. So basically, last year we had our first summer camp, and we did robotics. This year we're doing 2 weeks because the teachers absolutely loved it. They come in, they don't teach. They actually come to the camp as a student, so they're part of the campers and the camp experience.
Well, it's very unique.
It's extremely unique. I can't tell you, I'm not sure that I know that there's anywhere else that does anything like that, but it's a great opportunity for the teachers to learn something new and to see what's going to work with the students in the classroom, so when they bring it into the classroom, they'll have a better understanding of what will work and how the students may react to it.
That's awesome. Jan, your website is www.core4kids.org. How would I go about applying for the camp and so forth?
Well, for the teachers, anybody can go to core4kids.org, and for the teachers, just so you know, all the professional development that we have for them is free. For the students, we do offer some paid, some scholarships, and they can go right onto the website, and there's a place where they can go register, and we still have a few spots available for both, for the teachers and for the students. We always make room for the teachers.
Okay, and again, that program starts July 20th, correct?
That's correct, and that is actually at University of New Orleans, the engineering building.
And then real quick before we run out of time, your Summer STEM Institute starts on July the 6th and runs through the 17th. All that information is on the website?
Absolutely. That's traditional professional development for the teachers.
All right. Jan, thank you so much for being on the show. We greatly appreciate it. Very informative. Look forward to having you come back and talk more about that. You've been watching Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, and as always, we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Steve.